They call this part of Minneapolis Little Mogadishu. It's home to thousands of Somali Americans, and for Al-Qaeda-linked group Al-Shabab, the Islamist militants who have claimed credit for the attack on the Westgate shopping mall in Kenya, it has proven to be fertile recruiting grounds. Is this a real phenomenon? Are young men really being recruited to Al-Shabaab here in Minneapolis?
It's a very old phenomenon. It's been happening since 2006.
Abdirizak Bihi's nephew was one of about 40 young men believed to have left Minnesota to take up arms overseas. He says most of these young men are being raised by single mothers, lack financial resources, and feel they have little opportunity in America.
The recruiters giving them that, they fill that void, important void, and become their father's figure. And they believe that they gave them everything they needed. They gave them that ego, that manhood. They basically raised it with us.
Law enforcement sources say the recruitment often begins online. Among the tools used to recruit, videos like this one.
This is the story of the Minnesotan martyrs.
It depicts 3 young men who all left Minneapolis to fight for Al-Shabaab.
If you guys only knew how much fun we have over here, this is the real Disneyland. You need to come here and join us. Take pleasure in this fun. We walk amongst the lions.
According to the video, all 3 were killed in battle. Omar Jamal is an activist in the Somali community in the U.S.
The majority of the community, being very good law-abiding citizens, are concerned that to lump everybody together.
Meaning there are few voices here to counter the radical Islamist message of Al-Shabaab. Jamal says many here are afraid to speak out. They fear Al-Shabaab will retaliate against their families back in Somalia, or they'll get caught up in a federal investigation.
The community has to start fighting back. They have to have some sort of a counter propaganda against Al-Shabaab because they are stealing their kids and put them in harm's way.
He fears that unless his community speaks up, more young men may leave Minneapolis to fight and die overseas. Here in Little Mogadishu, residents are quick to point out that the vast majority of Somali Americans are here for the so-called American dream, a better job, a better future for their families and their kids. About a community of about 25,000 Somali Americans right here in Minneapolis. There's a bit of good news. Law enforcement sources tell me today that the trend is reversing somewhat. Each year they're now seeing less people go overseas to take up this sort of fighting in groups like Al-Shabaab. They take that as a good sign. They hope that trend continues.
Over the last 20 years, Somalia has built a sorry reputation as the world's most failed state. A base for pirates and radical Islamists now allied with Al-Qaeda. It is one of the key security nightmares for the world. That's why today Britain hosted a major international conference on the country's future with almost all of Somalia's various leaders here in London. Almost, but not all. The Islamists of Al-Shabab control most of the country, but they are not part of these talks. For tonight's special report, Somali reporter Jamal Osman has been into the region for an exclusive meeting with the Islamists of Al-Shabab. Watch.
Even though the Islamist Al-Shabab control most of Somalia, it was always going to be hard for the West to accept them as part of the country's future. Now it seems impossible. This crowd is celebrating Al-Shabab's new alliance with Al-Qaeda.
We welcome the pledge between our Mujahideen and the international Mujahideen, Al-Qaeda.
I am here to talk to Al-Shabab to find out what they think about the British government's big Somalia conference. And does this merger with Al-Qaeda mean Somalia is now the main threat to the West, one with strong links to Britain? Sheikh Abdul Qadir Mumin was based in the UK until recently and was accused of recruiting British youths for Al-Shabab.
Our unity means we can fight our enemies, the infidels, wherever they are.
William Hague and David Cameron have made Somalia one of their top priorities. Today's conference is to discuss Somalia's future. To Al-Shabab, this is deeply offensive.
We would never participate in this conference. However, I would like to tell Europe and America that your peace depends on us being left alone. If you do not let us live in peace, you will not enjoy peace either.
Al-Shabab are under attack from all sides, from Kenyan, Ethiopian and African Union troops, and drone and missile attacks by the West are killing Islamist leaders. I asked him if the West was right to be afraid that Al-Qaeda will now use Somalia as a base.
Those who commit injustice have a lot to be afraid of. The non-Muslim West has done many injustices to the Muslim people. Their worries and concerns reflect the guilt of their actions. All that we're asking is peace and security within our countries.
I went to town to see what Somalis thought about their new friends, the international terror group Al-Qaeda.
It's good, very good. The infidels unite against us, so the Muslims should unite. I support it.
We are very happy. We welcome it 100% as Muslims.
It's a huge victory for Muslims and a huge victory for Somalis. If Somalis don't support it, they'll regret it.
Al-Shabab is seen in the West as a violent, fanatical regime. They impose strict Sharia law with punishments and executions. But for most people here, they are respected for bringing security after 20 years of civil war and for resisting the corruption that is common in Somalia. They get their message out with daily lectures like this. A sophisticated internet operation. And Twitter feed with more than 10,000 followers.
To get their message across, they use the latest technology, but also the Somali traditional method.
Somalia is known as the land of poets. Rise up, he says. The infidels have united. Somalia is a clan-based society. The real power lies with clan elders like Nur Haji. Al-Shabab work hard to keep them on side. Britain and the West would have to work even harder to change their minds.
The British colonised us in the late 19th century, and now they want to establish a new form of colonisation. We have been fighting each other for the last 20 years, and they have done nothing to help us. And now when we succeeded in implementing Sharia law into our country, they want to recolonise us.
The British leaders say they wanted to help Somalis. But do Somalis even know who they are?